All that fantasy stuff that I grew up watching, it resonated so well with me. It was always monsters and gruesome things and fantasy stuff. All that translates into my work. I want to stain the wood. I want all the outside lines to be real thick. I could just see something, I'm like, okay, let me do that, and then it'll just take off, and I'm like, okay, and then it'll just eventually come all together. My name is Gian Norte. I'm a visual artist. My mom, she's a political rights activist and a poet, and then my dad is a visual artist, and he's been a painter, illustrator my entire life. That's how I picked up the first pencil. We would always see him working, illustrating for cartoons. You're just like drawn to all this creative, fantasy creatures. We were like, oh my God, like that's so cool. Like I want to learn how to draw like that. And we just grabbed some of his paper and a couple of his pencils, and we just started to draw and draw and draw, and like we just never stopped. It just became an ongoing thing where we draw every single day. We grew up watching horror movies and monster movies and like Aliens and Predator and shit like that. We had our parent-teacher conference. The teacher was like, oh, is everything good at home? She's like, oh, because, Gian, he's been drawing some very disturbing images. And she brings out all my drawings from like free play or free time, and it was like vampires ripping people's heads off and like people eating bodies and like people like monsters killing people. And then she's like, look at all these, you see humans every day, you don't see aliens or monsters. The Creature from the Black Lagoon, it was my favorite monster as a kid. He's the only one that of the main featured ones that was actually a monster. Like you think about it, Phantom of the Opera was basically a man with like a messed up face. Dracula was a man. Frankenstein was a man, had a man's face. Invisible Man was a man. The Wolf Man by day, until he saw the full moon, was a man. This is the only one that was always a monster. This one was like one piece that was like straight up based off of like Skinner's work. It's called the Leviathan. It's supposed to be this epic warrior, and like before I had like starships coming down like into the scene. But I just thought like, no, like having some like crazy ass like organic matter, like maybe like a tentacle right there in the background would be tight. I like to work really untraditional, like on a very obscure canvases. I like to work with small ones like that, because like detailing is like really important to me. Sometimes if I want to get like the cleanest absolute, I'll use like Faber-Castell brush pens. Cleanest point, the cleanest edge. When I attack a piece, I never really know where I'm gonna start it or how I'm gonna start it. It starts with like the first stroke of the brush. I'll just start off and it'll just grow and grow and grow, and I feel like if I'm oversaturating it, I'll whitewash it or make it blank in some areas, and then I'll let it dry, and then I'll just continue to go. But I never know when it's finished, because I may finish, and then months later I'll finish it. I'll continue it, and then it'll be finished. As an artist, I'm not always satisfied with my work, so I always want to keep improving. I just want to do artwork for me, and I just want to do artwork to express myself and give that gift to the world. And I'm just gonna hustle and just do it my way until I make it.